YouTube is a fascinating thing. It is informative, it's entertaining, it's a little bit addictive, and it can become a little bit obsessive. It's been interesting. It's been an interesting learning curve over the last couple of years. So I've been doing YouTube now for about 2 years. And since I started doing it, I have maintained a weekly upload schedule pretty much every week. I don't think I've had many weeks off. Sometimes I'll post a little bit early or a little bit late if there's some obvious reason to post early or late. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the fact that I've managed to keep it completely consistent. But it's interesting. I had a video that I'd planned to put up today, which was going to be a what I do video. So I spent most of Saturday filming with Francesca from Death by Lycra. So I've been doing a lot of work with her recently on a couple of series that she's doing. So she's doing a 12-week program on making friends with you, and it's all about well-being. And what we were filming yesterday was a short bit of content for her YouTube on well-being when it comes to eating, balancing how you eat compared to who you are. Sort of a slightly new take on the you are what you eat idea. And so I decided I was going to do a what I do video. You've seen me do the what I do videos before. And yeah, that was going to be the plan. Night before, I filmed a whole lot of the setup, what I was actually going to be taking with me. Then I got there, I filmed setting up the room, how I was going to lay it out to be able to do the talking head shots most simply and straightforwardly. Filmed a lot of behind the scenes B-roll on how I then act as producer and director and videographer, cameraman, sound guy, all of that sort of stuff, because it is just me. And what I realised was maybe I'd taken on one role slightly too many, which was documentarian for the process as well. Because actually it was going to be a bad video. And I know there's this idea of done is better than perfect, and that's good, and absolutely I agree with that done is better than perfect. But sometimes good is better than done. And so the video that I was going to put up, I watched some of the footage back and I was tired. Friday night when I was setting up, I was exhausted. It was not a good time for me to be able to be filming. I didn't think about my settings. I ended up with some very blurry footage. I just sounded so bored. And it was horrible. I watched it back and I thought, oh, I'm not. So I tried to make sure I've got options for both battery and mains power. But also, last time I neglected to turn off the main lights in the room. Yeah, I don't sound like me. So I decided, why would I bother putting that video up? And then it hit me, if I don't put that video up, what am I going to put up instead? And this is where the YouTube burnout thing comes from, that trying to create content for content's sake sometimes becomes a bit obsessive. And I think it's a really scary thing that, thankfully, I'm hoping I've spotted it before it becomes a problem. And so I just want to do a brief video on, a bit of digital well-being. So one of the subjects that I was filming for Fru was all about digital well-being. It's been an interesting week, actually. She did a free 5-day course, and so we're doing you will have seen them in various places for online learning. It's a PowerPoint presentation with a little person in the corner talking you through it. You can get programs to allow you to do it, but actually, if you know how to use an editing program, it's just far more simple and straightforward, and you get a better end result. One of my favourite moments was going through and I edited all the ums and ahs and ers out of it, and I'm not going to put the whole thing here, but yeah, there were 3.5 minutes of ums from one 14-minute video. So yeah. So one of the things that you hear so much on YouTube about how to build your channel, how to make it big, how to start earning lots of money, is consistency. And I've done a video about consistency before, and consistency kind of is made up of 2 parts. So there is consistency of topic and there is consistency of schedule. Now, my consistency of topic is not super high because I just film what's going on in my life. Consistency of schedule, I've really tried to stick to. And it puts a bit of pressure on because actually life isn't always consistently scheduled. In the summer, when we got married, I went up to Isla for our mini moon and I filmed 5 videos worth of stuff in 1 week. So I then had 5 weeks of backlog essentially to be able to produce over the next 5 weeks, which was great because other interesting things then happened in those 5 weeks. I could film it and create a bit of a regular posting. This time of year, it's getting dark early. It's wet, it's cold, and it is a miserable day outside at the moment. It's just not a nice day at all. So I don't want to go outside and film. I haven't got anything scheduled in for this weekend. My most exciting task today, one has been to film this, and then the second has been to put up a baby gate. So unless you want a how-to on how to fix a baby gate, I'm not sure I've done anything worth filming today. But we put this pressure on ourselves to say we have to create new content. I could make a how-to video, but I have no particular inspiration off the top of my head on what I want to do a how-to video on. I could do a coffee video. And I got some lovely new cups yesterday and I was really pleased, and they make making latte art a bit easier. But I don't know, I can stretch a video out of that. And it's just, your brain starts going into this idea of must make a video, must produce new things. And this time of year, there's just not that much going on. Next week, I've got an amazing experience day. My wonderful wife has got me a kitchen lesson cooking tutorial day on how to make cured meats. So I'm going over to sort of Salisbury Way next week, hoping I'll be able to video a bit of that. But at the same time, I'm there to do that experience for me. This was my Christmas present. So if I can film it while I'm doing it and it's not going to get in the way, I'll make a video of it. I'm not going to ruin my own experience to be able to make a video for YouTube. And this is something I think is really important. The digital well-being, this part of Fru's topics, is about the idea that we don't have to share everything we do. Vloggers and influencers, I use those two terms with a little bit of distaste in my mouth. We do feel the need that we have to share everything we do. We have to keep it all up to date. We have to show absolutely everything. And I think it gets to the point where how much are you getting the enjoyment from actually doing it? And how much are you getting the enjoyment from filming it? And is filming it getting in the way of enjoying it? And I don't know if that's super healthy. At the same time, I really don't want this to be an apology video. This isn't an apology video. I'm planning on keeping up with my schedule of weekly posting. I might occasionally take a bit of a break here and there, but that's fairly normal. I think it is really important that actually you do give yourself a bit of a break. If you look at the big YouTube producers, the people that are having millions of subscribers, that's their job. Most people, like myself, I know there is #NoSmallCreator. I am a full-time dentist. I have a full-time job. I also have a sideline as a photographer and a videographer. And YouTube at the moment is a very small part of my life. I have finally started making money out of it, which is wonderful. And the grand total that I have made so far will, in 4 months, I might be able to buy a new XQD card. So it's not a significant amount of money that I am making off this. So it's not enough that I can really start taking time out of my day to be able to do this. But the apology videos, I find those, it's almost like, why do you feel you need to do an apology video? Why do you feel you need to sit down and cry about your burnout to your fans? And again, this comes back to, you're now creating content out of being unable to create content, which I understand is ironic because that's the video that I'm doing. But actually, this is a video that I'd wanted to do for a while. Today is just a good example of why this is important. So don't put too much pressure on yourself to create videos or anything in your life. I think this is something that we all suffer from. YouTube is one particular example of it, but we all do this, whether it's going to visit a relative or it's seeing a friend and you've got into a pattern that you're doing it every single Tuesday after work. You're doing what you've been doing for the last 2 years. And sometimes on that Tuesday, you just think, I don't need to do it today. I really would rather not do it today. I'd rather have a day to myself to be able to relax. And you're allowed to do that. And whoever it is that you've got this responsibility for, unless there is something that is, if you don't go and see them, their health, their well-being may be in jeopardy, I'd say probably go and see them if that's the case. But actually, I'm sure they'll understand. They may well be thinking as well, oh, it's Tuesday again, I've got to go and see Ben. Oh, I'm just going to have to look at his beard for a while, and that's more than I need right now. And so they may be grateful. This idea of responsibility and consistency of responsibility, sometimes you can give yourself a break. And that's perfectly reasonable. It's not a bad thing. It gives you a chance to be able to find your energy, find your passion for it, and actually start enjoying it again. And that's a really key thing. I've taken breaks from my photography. I did a 365 project, so self-portrait every single day for a year. Some of the pictures that I put up are in a video that I made about how to take better self-portraits. I loved that project. I absolutely adored doing it. And I got to the end of the year and I took about a 6-month break from really using my camera on a regular basis. I learned so much, but I also just needed some time off. There will be times where I'm taking pictures every single day. There are times where I don't take pictures for a couple of months. And it's not actually... in the last couple of years, it's never been a couple of months. It's at most been a couple of weeks. Finding this time, finding the knowledge within your brain to give yourself that break, it's really important. So once you've watched this, do you need to watch more YouTube videos? Is there something else that you could be doing? Are you watching YouTube videos because, like for me, I sit in the bath every night. That's where I watch my YouTube, and I catch up on all the subscriptions that I've got. And in some cases, I feel the need to finish watching all the videos that people have put up, and it means that the bath goes cold while I'm still in it. And actually, you just need to switch off once in a while. So maybe you switched off already, but go and do something that you really want to do. Relax. Just take a breath, take a breather. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a like. If you'd like to see more content that probably won't be quite like this every single week. I've said that for the last few weeks. Last few weeks have been a bit inconsistent. I've done a video on coffee, a video on fuel, a video on how to do photography, how to do light painting. It's kind of all over the place at the moment, but that's because that's what's going on in my life at the moment. I am looking forward to getting back into the camper van. I'm going to sort that out soon. The one issue with that is that my pregnant wife does not particularly like the idea of being too far from a toilet at any given time, so it may well be solo adventures in the camper van for a little while. But yeah, please consider subscribing, and thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.